disconnected.
Good evening, everybody. Out for a little ride. Thought I'd take this thing and just try it on some trails, a little off-road. I'm feeling more comfortable on it now, so I thought, why not? Take this thing trail ride and try it out. We're going to the Mark Twain National Forest. If the trails are not blocked by trees, well, don't look like it. There's one down there, but it's out of the way. Pretty good little hill climb here. You can tell that traction control is working. Right there, the tire was wanting to spin on the gravel, and that traction control kind of makes it miss to keep the tire from spinning. It actually worked pretty good. I mean, because I didn't fry the tire off there on that gravel. Pretty loose rocks. That's the thing about going off out in the woods like this, you got to deal with the spider webs. Because they are horrible this time of year. I'm not a winter person, but in the winter, the spider webs are gone. Yeah, so far it's doing just fine. And up one hill climb, it wasn't a giant hill climb, but it's still pretty good. You wouldn't want to go too extreme on these stock tires anyway, but stuff like this ain't so bad. Now this little mud hole here could be a problem if I don't choose wisely. I'll probably better try going around it, I imagine. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Try this way. Log jump. Small log, but here's another one here. Well, it soaks up the logs really good. Wasn't a real big one. It wasn't a real big downhill, but I do got to go back up it. I bet there's some deer tracks out here. Something has tore this all up. Could be them feral pigs, I wouldn't doubt it. They tear up places, boy. The traction control definitely works on these hill climbs. This is actually steeper than the other one, but I'm sure on the video it looks like it's flat ground. But it was a short one. That's the problem with video, and you go out here and I look at my video and I'm thinking, what? It don't even look like we climbed a hill. Hey, the fan kicked in. That's the first time I've ever heard the fan kick on it. It may have when I was in Springfield sitting in traffic, but I can't remember. Well, this is pretty cool. Trail riding on the Africa Twin. And it's not impossible. As far as handling, I don't have no problem at all with the handling. I mean, I can tell that the tires are not, awesome knobbies, but they're doing okay. Actually no worse than some of the bald tires I rode on, so you can't get much worse than that. So actually, it does a really decent job. It feels like it's done as good as the CRF250, really. It's a little more weight, but I don't feel the weight so much because I'm want to move that. I don't want to scratch this thing all up. I can't feel the weight because I'm moving. Yeah, on my CRF 250. Oops, what did I do? Oh, the kickstand's down. On my 250, I would have just wheelied right through there, but it's not as much to scratch up on it either. So I want to go trail riding on this a lot, but I want to be smart too. I'd like to have a big log jump, really, but none of them are actually in the trail. There's a little log jump. This trail actually goes quite a ways out in here. I'm surprised. What do we got here? Log jump. I'll tell you one thing. Let's turn this traction control off. Traction control is okay on the hills like that, but whenever you want to drop the clutch and to wheelie over a log, it sucks because it actually makes your bike miss out like that, and you can't raise the front end. Stupid spiders. So I turned the traction control off now. See the little light on here. Tell you what, the old Africa Twin's got spiders all over it. Doing a great job. Let's see, we can go right there, left here. Just goes back to the highway. Now is when you gotta be careful that traction control like that, buddy, because I'm telling you, you crank the throttle on this dude, it ain't like the little 250. I mean, you crank throttle on this, you're going to do something because it's got it. Tons of power. I'm just blipping the throttle, hitting these little trees and them rocks, and it's wanting to blip the throttle and wanting to take off every time. Oh yeah, Yeah, now it goes over a log a lot better with that traction control turned off. So it's good to know. And on the hills, I don't know if I would want to leave the traction control on if I was going up a big hill, because I don't want to take a chance of, you know, if you're not experienced with throttle control and clutch control, I would recommend you leaving the traction control on in most situations. But if I'm going to take a chance on a big hill, I'm going to take that traction control off, because I trust myself. I know how to handle the clutch and the throttle and keep this thing under control. But that traction control may mess me up. So let's go up this dude. Oh, yeah. Awesome. It's crazy. You goose this dude and it's boogieing. I'm thinking this trail leads right back around to the road. It's not too far from the other one. Oh, that was weird. That's the, I wondered what that noise was. I've never heard that before. That's the anti-lock brakes, the ABS. When your back tire don't want to slide going down that hill, you push that brake pedal and it starts making a jerking and a weird sound. You can feel it in the pedal. So that too, keep your back tire from sliding out on you. But I can push the button and turn the ABS off. Right there. Should be able to. Yeah. Okay. Now, no ABS, but that only turns the ABS off on the rear brake, not the front brake, because they don't want you being able to lock the front brake up. That's when you have problems. So, no traction control, and I turned off the ABS on the rear so I can actually... You want it a lot of times if you're going to go into berms or something, corners, and you need to slide the rear end around a tight corner, you want the ABS turned off. So let's try that. See, that's another thing I had never messed with yet. Uh-oh, there's a log. Let's spin the tires out. Spin out instead of raising the front end. Hey, what we got here? Okay. Now let's try the rear brake. Oh yeah, it's just absolutely like normal now. The back tire, when I hit the brake there, it just slides. That's good. Good to know. You may not want it. That's another one of those things I'm talking about too. If you're not real experienced, you may want to leave that on. But I can kind of. I've rode enough that I can control the brake. I know whether I'm going to slide or not. Oh, we're back to that mud hole. I'd seen that. I thought we came out on this same trail. We're back to that mud hole I went around earlier. Oh, wow. I mean, I'm sinking too. Oh, no problem. And I'm riding just with the stock tires, the Dunlop. I think they're Dunlop D601. Is what they are. Which I'm sure they're not really good for this. I'm doing okay on them. I don't mind it, but I wouldn't recommend you riding much on this kind of stuff with those tires. But I don't recommend people do a lot of things that I do. You know, that's why I try to tell you, be cautious. Now somewhere I gotta go back down that hill I come up. I think it's right here coming up now. I gotta go back down that dude. Yep, this is it. See, now I got the ABS on the rears turned off, so if I put that back brake on, I can slide. Yep, and it does. But I like it better that way myself. I'm in control instead of the machine. Well, cool deal. That was a pretty good little trail. And I'm proud of how the bike did. It absolutely does great. It handles good. It don't feel heavy. You know, this bike don't feel like a big giant adventure bike. It actually feels pretty nimble. Feels really good. Cool beans. Okay, I'm leaving there, headed home. This thing done a pretty darn good job for stock tires and out in the woods. So, hey, thank you all for watching my videos. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, as I always say. Click the thumbs up. Share this video on Facebook and your forums or Twitter, whatever. But I appreciate all your comments and everything. More videos coming. Catch y'all later.